Chosen one, stop everything you are doing right now because what I'm about to say cannot wait another second. Not tomorrow, not later, right now. Something is already in motion. I am God, and I need you to hear me clearly in this moment because I did not bring you to this video by accident. You did not stumble here. You did not find this randomly. I placed this in front of you because there is something coming toward your life that you are not fully prepared for yet, and I need you to be ready before it arrives. Do not scroll. Do not close this. What is approaching you has no warning signs attached to it. It will not announce itself with a loud voice. It will not send you a message the night before. It will simply arrive, and when it does, everything around you will begin to shift in ways you have never experienced before. You have been waiting. I know you have. And I know the waiting has been hard in ways that words cannot fully describe. But chosen one, what I am sending into your life is not small. It is not ordinary. It is the kind of thing that makes people stop and say, something changed for them. Something broke open. That something is coming for you. But there is more I need to tell you. Things about why you specifically were chosen for this moment and why the timing is not random at all. Stay with me. Type Amen if you agree, and you are ready to receive what I have for you. Something is happening right now. Not in the distance, not in some future season you cannot yet see. Right now, in this very moment, as these words reach your ears, I need you to understand that the atmosphere around your life is shifting. The invisible things, the things no human eye can detect, the things that move in the spaces between what you see and what you feel, they are rearranging themselves on your behalf. And most people around you have no idea. They cannot sense what I am doing. But you feel it, don't you? That is not imagination. That is not wishful thinking. That is me. I have been orchestrating something behind the walls of your everyday life, something that has been building quietly, layer by layer, piece by piece, while you went through your days wondering if anything was ever going to change, while you kept waking up and pushing forward even when nothing looked different on the outside. I was working on the inside of your story. This message is not for everyone who will hear it. I want you to understand that deeply. Some will hear these words and let them pass. But you, chosen one, you were meant to receive this at this exact moment in your life, because what I am about to release in your direction requires you to know it is coming. You need to be standing when it arrives. You need to be open when it reaches your door. There is still more I must show you, about what I have seen in you, about what I have been watching quietly, about why I chose you specifically for this season. Do not move yet. Type 777 if you trust God and you believe this message is for you. I have been watching you, not in a distant way, not from far off, like someone who knows your name but does not know your story. I have been watching you the way a father watches a child he is deeply, completely, unconditionally proud of, even when that child could not see anything worth being proud of in themselves. I saw you in the quiet moments. I saw you when the room was empty and the noise was gone, and it was just you alone with your thoughts. I saw what you carried in those moments. I saw what you pushed down so that you could keep going. I saw the version of you that nobody else gets to see. The real one, the tired one, the one that still chose to believe even when belief felt like the hardest thing in the world. That is the you I have been watching, and I need you to hear me say this clearly. You are not here by coincidence. This moment, this message, this intersection of your life and these words, I arranged this. I set this up. I knew that today you would need to hear from me, and so I made sure this reached you. You are not a random soul in a crowded world. You are specifically known by me. I know your name. I know the street your heart lives on. I know the dreams you stopped saying out loud because too many times the silence answered back. I know every version of you that ever existed, and I chose all of them. I chose you not because you were perfect. I chose you because you were meant for something that required exactly who you are. And what I chose you for, chosen one, is closer than you think. Like this video right now as a sign that you receive this word for your life. Now I want to speak to something you have not told anyone, not your closest friend, not the person who thinks they know you best, not even the one you trust most in this world. There is a pain you have been carrying in silence, a weight that has no easy name, a heaviness that shows up in the still hours when everything around you is quiet and there is nowhere left to hide from what you feel. I saw it. I saw every single night you lay awake with your thoughts running faster than you could manage them. I saw the moments you smiled on the outside, while something inside you was quietly breaking. I saw the times you asked me if I was still there, and the silence felt so loud that you wondered if I had forgotten where you lived. I did not forget. I was there in every one of those moments, not watching from a distance, not unmoved. I was closer to you in your pain than you have ever been able to measure, close enough to count every tear before it fell, close enough to feel the weight of every question you carried alone. You were never as alone as it felt. I know what it cost you to keep going through seasons that seemed to have no end. I know what it took to get out of bed on the days when everything in you wanted to stay down. I know the battles that were never visible to anyone around you, the ones fought entirely on the inside, in the private places of your heart and mind. Those battles were real. That pain was real. And I never once looked away from any of it. There is still more I want you to know about what I saw, more about the depth of what you carried and what it meant that you carried it the way you did. And then there was the feeling of being overlooked. Not just once, not in a single moment you could point to and say, that is where it started. It was a slow accumulation, wasn't it? A gathering of small moments where you were passed over, where someone else was chosen, where the recognition you deserved quietly went to someone who had not worked half as hard as you, where the doors that should have opened for you stayed shut, and you watched other people walk through doors that felt like they were meant for you. That kind of pain does something to a person. It plants a question deep in the soil of your identity, a question that whispers in the back of your mind even when you do not want to hear it. The question that asks, am I enough? Does any of this matter? Is anyone paying attention to what I am doing, to what I am building, to what I am sacrificing just to keep standing? I was paying attention. Every step you took when no one was clapping, I saw it. Every time you did the right thing with no audience, no applause, no reward, I was watching. Every time you showed up for others while quietly wondering if anyone would ever show up for you in the same way, I took note of every single one of those moments, and you kept going anyway. That is not small. That is not something I take lightly. The fact that you did not quit, the fact that you are still here, still believing, still reaching, that tells me everything I need to know about who you are and what you are capable of carrying into the next season of your life. But chosen one, the season of being overlooked is ending. Type 111:1, if you believe God sees everything you have been through, I need you to hear this next part very carefully. Nothing you went through was wasted. Not one sleepless night. Not one unanswered prayer. Not one closed door. Not one broken promise. Not one season that stretched so long you thought it would never release you. Every single piece of it, every hard thing, every confusing thing, every painful thing, had a purpose running through it that you could not see from where you were standing. You were not forgotten. You were being formed. There is a difference between a delay and a denial. And I need you to understand that everything that felt like a denial in your life was never that. It was a delay with a reason attached to it. A reason I could see clearly even when you could see nothing at all. The doors that did not open were not rejections. They were redirections. The relationships that ended were not losses. They were removals. Things I had to move out of your path so that what is coming toward you now would have a clear road to reach you. The struggles were not punishment. They were preparation. Every difficult season you survived was building something inside you that cannot be built any other way. Strength that is real does not come from easy roads. Depth that is genuine does not come from shallow waters. I was not making your life hard because I did not care. I was allowing the pressure because I knew exactly what you were capable of becoming on the other side of it. You came through things that were designed to break you, and they did not break you. That means something. That means everything. And now, chosen one, the preparation is meeting its purpose. What was built inside you through all of that is about to be needed for something far greater than you have yet imagined. Something is shifting, and it is shifting specifically for you. Behind the scenes, in the places you could not see, in the moments that looked like nothing was happening, I was working. I need you to understand what that means. Because when you looked at your life and saw stillness, I was not still. When you looked at your circumstances and saw silence, I was not silent. Every single day that felt like nothing was moving, I was moving things. Every season that felt like a dead end, I was building a road through it that had not yet become visible to you. I was working behind the scenes of your life the entire time. Conversations were being arranged that you do not yet know about. Connections were being positioned that have not yet arrived at your door. Resources were being gathered and directed toward you from sources you would never think to look at. Opportunities were being shaped and timed with a precision that no human hand could manage, because this was never in human hands. This was always in mine. And now, chosen one, what I have been building in the hidden places is beginning to surface. The behind-the-scenes work is starting to become the in-front-of-you reality. The invisible is preparing to become visible. The things I have been quietly assembling on your behalf are almost ready to step into the open and announce themselves in your life. You are not at the beginning of this story anymore. You are approaching the moment the story has been building toward all along. The hope that you fought to keep alive through every hard season, that hope was not foolish. It was prophetic. It was pointing towards something real. And that something real is getting closer with every moment that passes. There is still more I need to show you about what is approaching and why the timing of it is not random at all. Type 12:12. If you trust in Jesus and believe your breakthrough is near. Now I want to connect something for you, because there is a reason this message carries the weight that it does, and I need you to feel the full significance of what I am saying. You have been waiting for something that matches the size of what you have been through. Think about that for a moment. Think about the magnitude of what you have carried, the years of quiet endurance, the seasons of invisible struggle, the weight of holding on when everything around you was telling you to let go. Something that large, something that heavy, something that required that much of you. Do you really think I would follow all of that with something small? I would not. What is coming toward your life is proportional to what you have been through. I do not waste suffering. I do not allow pain without purpose. Every difficult chapter you survived was not just building your character, it was building your capacity. It was expanding the container of your life so that you could hold what I am about to pour into it. This is why you waited, not because you were forgotten, not because you were less than, not because your time was never coming. You waited because what I had prepared for you required a version of you that could only be produced through the journey you just walked through. The you that exists right now, shaped by everything you have endured, is the exact version of you that what is coming needs to land on. The timing was never against you. The timing was always for you. And now the distance between where you are standing and where I am taking you is closing faster than you realize. What was far is becoming near. What was invisible is gaining form. What was a promise is becoming a delivery. Chosen one. The weight of what is approaching is greater than anything you have carried before, and you are almost ready to receive it. You are almost there. I need you to hear those words, not as a comfort phrase, but as a literal statement of where you are standing right now in the timeline of your life. Almost there. Not far off. Not in another long season of waiting. not in another chapter of endurance that stretches beyond what you can see. You are standing at the edge of the thing you have been moving toward, and the distance left is smaller than your mind is currently allowing you to believe. I know what almost there feels like from the inside. I know it can feel identical to the middle. I know that when you have been walking for a long time, every step starts to feel like just another step, like the destination is always the same distance away, no matter how far you go. That feeling is a lie, and I need you to reject it right now with everything inside you, because the ground beneath your feet is different now. The air around your life has changed in ways your natural senses have not fully registered yet. Something has crossed over from the realm of preparation into the realm of arrival. The season of getting ready is giving way, right now, in this very moment, to the season of receiving. And the transition between those two seasons does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is sudden. Sometimes it arrives with no warning at all. That urgency you feel right now, that stirring, that sense that something significant is pressing against the door of your life, do not dismiss it. Do not explain it away. Do not let the logical part of your mind talk you out of what your spirit already knows. What is coming is real. What is coming is yours. And what is coming is arriving sooner than you have dared to hope. Chosen one, stand firm, open your hands. What I am about to place in them will require both. Type Eternephenry right now to open yourself to receive every blessing I have prepared for you. This is the moment. Not a moment like the others, not another step in the journey. This, right here, right now, as these words reach the deepest part of you. This is the turning point I have been building toward in your life. This is the shift. This is the thing the title of this message was pointing to. This is what everything you have endured was preparing you to stand in front of. They are coming, and they are coming with no warnings. The people, the connections, the opportunities, the open doors, they are not going to send you a notice in advance. They are not going to give you time to second-guess yourself or talk yourself out of receiving them. They are going to arrive suddenly, unexpectedly, in the middle of ordinary moments, and when they do, your life will divide itself into two clear halves, the before and the after. This is the shift from before to after. I am releasing into your life right now a wave of arrivals that you did not schedule, did not manufacture, and could not have produced on your own. People who carry exactly what you need are being directed toward you. Doors that have been sealed are being unlocked from the inside by my hand. Pathways that did not exist yesterday are being constructed overnight and will be standing and open when you wake. This is not wishful language. This is a declaration. I am the God who parts seas without warning. I am the God who opens doors no man can shut. I am the God who turns morning into morning between one breath and the next, and I am doing that for you now, right now, in this season, in this moment. The shift has already begun. You are not waiting for it anymore. You are standing inside it, and nothing, chosen one, nothing will ever be the same again. I want you to understand what this shift actually means for your daily life, because this is not just a spiritual feeling that fades when the video ends. This is not an emotional moment that disappears when you return to your routine. What I have just set in motion in your life is structural. It is foundational. It reaches into the actual architecture of your days and begins rearranging things from the inside out. This changes everything. The way opportunities find you is changing. Where before you had to chase, you will begin to attract. Where before you had to knock on every door and wait to see if anyone answered, doors will begin to open before your hand even reaches them. The energy you spent forcing things into existence, grinding, striving, pushing against resistance that never seemed to move, that energy is being redirected because the resistance is lifting. I am removing what was blocking you. The people who were sent to delay you, to distract you, to drain your energy and dilute your focus, their access to your life is being revoked. The cycles that kept pulling you back to the same places, the same pain, the same patterns. I am breaking those cycles at the root, not trimming them, not managing them, pulling them out completely so they cannot grow back in the soil of your next season. What is replacing them is different in every way. Alignment is replacing confusion. Clarity is replacing the fog you have been navigating through. Peace, real peace, not the fragile kind that shatters at the first sign of trouble, but deep-settled, unshakable peace is moving into the spaces where anxiety used to live. You are going to feel the difference soon. And when you do, when you look at your life and notice that something has genuinely, undeniably changed, remember this moment. Remember that I told you it was coming before you could see it. The shift is real, and it is only just beginning to show itself. Type yes right now to open your heart and receive every miracle I have assigned to this season of your life. Now let me show you what is on the other side of this shift, because I want you to be able to see it, not just feel it, not just hope for it, but actually see the shape of what I am building for you in this next season. I want the picture to become clear enough in your spirit that when it begins to manifest in your natural life, you recognize it immediately. You do not hesitate. You do not shrink back. You walk straight into it because you already know this is what he promised me. Doors are opening, not the kind of doors that crack slightly and make you squeeze through with your eyes closed, hoping for the best. Full doors, wide doors, doors that swing open completely and reveal something on the other side that takes your breath away. Doors in areas of your life where you stopped expecting anything to move. Financial doors, relational doors, professional doors, doors of opportunity that connect directly to the purpose I placed inside you before you were born. I am building pathways you cannot currently see. The road that leads from where you are standing to where I am taking you is being constructed in real time, and it is not a narrow road. It is not a difficult, barely passable trail through hostile territory. It is a road with room for everything I have assigned to you, room for everything I have promised you, room for the full expression of the life I designed specifically for you. What I am building for you is not a smaller version of someone else's blessing. It is yours, original, specific, custom-built for the shape of your story and the depth of your calling. And the people I am positioning along that road, the right people, the aligned people, the ones who carry what you need and need what you carry, they are already in motion toward you. You are about to encounter them in the most unexpected places. And the blessings I am releasing into your life are not arriving alone. They are coming in layers, one after another, building on each other, compounding in ways that will make you look back 6 months from now and struggle to recognize the distance between where you were and where you are standing. That is not exaggeration. That is the nature of what I am releasing, a cascading sequence of goodness that does not stop at one breakthrough and call it finished. I do not do things halfway. The connections that are coming toward you are not casual. They are not coincidental encounters that lead nowhere. They are intentional placements. People I have specifically selected and positioned along your path because they carry keys that belong to doors in your life. Some of them will recognize you immediately. Some of them will feel familiar the moment you meet, as though you have known each other far longer than the calendar would suggest. That familiarity is my signature on the connection. Opportunities are going to begin presenting themselves in your life with a frequency and a clarity that will feel almost disorienting at first, because you have been living in scarcity for so long, in the lean seasons, in the waiting rooms, in the spaces between what was promised and what had arrived. That abundance will feel foreign initially. Do not let the unfamiliarity of blessing cause you to distrust it. Receive it. Step into it. Let it be real without interrogating it to death. People will begin to notice something different about you. Not because you changed who you are, but because what I placed inside you is finally being allowed to surface fully. The gift, the grace, the calling that has been pressing against the walls of your potential. It is about to break through into plain sight, and the world around you will feel the difference before you even fully understand it yourself. Type 2222 right now to receive every miracle, every connection, and every open door I have prepared for this season of your life. Now I need to tell you something about who you are. Not who the world told you that you were. Not the identity that was assigned to you by people who did not fully understand what they were looking at when they looked at you. Not the labels that got attached to your name through seasons of struggle and setback and misunderstanding. I need to tell you who you actually are. From my perspective, from the only perspective that carries the full truth of what you were made to be, you were chosen, not selected from a list of more qualified candidates, not picked because no one better was available. Chosen, deliberately, intentionally, with full knowledge of every flaw, every failure, every moment of weakness you have ever had, and chosen anyway. Chosen specifically because of the combination of things that exist inside you, that exist in no one else on this earth, in exactly the same configuration. I chose you because of your sensitivity, the depth at which you feel things that others brush past. I chose you because of your endurance, the way you have continued moving forward through conditions that stopped other people completely. I chose you because of your heart, the genuine care you carry for others even when you yourself are running on empty. Those are not weaknesses. Those are the exact qualities required for the assignment I placed your name on before the foundation of the world was laid. You are not a mistake. You are not an afterthought. You were not accidentally born into the wrong life at the wrong time, with the wrong resources. Every detail of your existence was deliberate, curated by my hand for a purpose so specific that only you can fulfill it. No one else can do what I created you to do. No one else carries your exact combination of experience, pain, resilience, and gifting. And no one else has been prepared the way you have been prepared for what is coming. You were made for this moment, chosen one, exactly this one. But I know what is happening inside you right now. Even as these words land in your spirit, even as something deep within you recognizes the truth of what I am saying, there is a voice. A quiet voice, but a persistent one. A voice that has been with you for a long time, that knows exactly when to speak up and exactly what to say to make you question everything you just felt. You may be thinking, but what about everything I have done wrong? You may be thinking, but I have failed too many times. I have fallen too many times. I have started over too many times for this to still be true about me. You may be thinking, people like me do not receive things like this. People with my history, my record, my track record of almost but not quite, do not suddenly step into the kind of season being described here. I need you to hear me destroy that thought right now. Your past is not a disqualifier. It is a resume. Every fall you recovered from is evidence of a resilience that I placed in you. Every failure you survived is proof of a strength that cannot be manufactured, only developed through exactly the kind of fire you walked through. The enemy wants you to read your history as a reason why you cannot receive what I am offering. I am telling you to read it as proof of why you are ready. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not too far gone, too far behind, too damaged, or too complicated for what I have planned. Those are lies dressed in the language of logic, and I need you to reject every single one of them with the full force of what you know to be true in your spirit. I did not bring you through everything you survived just to leave you at the door. I brought you through it to bring you in. Type 777 right now to affirm your belief and declare that no doubt will stop what God has prepared for you. And now I want to speak peace into every part of you that is still carrying tension, because I know that even with everything I have said, even with the shift, even with the promises, even with the identity I just spoke over you, there are still places inside you that have not fully relaxed yet. Places that are waiting to see before they allow themselves to fully believe. Places that have been disappointed enough times that they built walls to protect themselves from hoping too hard. I see those places. I am not asking you to pretend they do not exist. I am not asking you to manufacture a faith that feels forced or hollow. I am asking you to simply let me speak to those places directly. the guarded ones, the wounded ones, the ones that learn to be careful because being open once cost you more than you were prepared to pay. Even in the silence, I was there. In every season where you prayed and heard nothing back, where you reached out and felt no response, where the heavens seemed closed and the distance between you and me felt like something you could not cross, I was there. Closer than the silence felt, more present than the emptiness suggested. The silence was never abandonment. It was a kind of sacred stillness, the kind that exists in the moments just before something significant breaks open. You were never alone, not in the darkest night, not in the most confusing season, not in the moments you felt most invisible to the world and wondered if you were invisible to me as well. I was in every single one of those moments with you, present, attentive, fully aware of everything you were carrying and everything you were feeling. I never left. I never turned away. I never grew tired of you or impatient with your process. I never looked at you in your struggle and felt anything other than a love so complete it has no edges. You are held, chosen one. You have always been held. And what is coming into the arms of someone who was never, not even for a single moment, without my presence surrounding them. I know your name, not just the name people call you, not just the name written on documents and spoken in introductions. I know the name that exists beneath all of that, the name of who you truly are at the deepest level of your being. The name that describes the version of you that was designed before time began, before circumstances shaped you, before the world had any opportunity to tell you who you were or were not allowed to be. I know that name. I speak it over you constantly. I know every detail of your life, not in a general, broad strokes way, in a specific, intimate, nothing is hidden way. I know the thing you are most afraid of and the thing you want most deeply, and the gap between those two things that has defined so much of your journey. I know the prayer you have repeated so many times. The words have started to feel worn, and I want you to know that prayer never once became background noise to me. Every time you said it, I heard it as if for the first time. I know the relationships that shaped you, the ones that built you up, and the ones that took pieces of you, that took years to recover. I know the dreams that survived every attempt to kill them because they were placed inside you by my hand and therefore could not be fully extinguished no matter what came against them. I know the version of your future that you barely allow yourself to imagine because imagining it fully feels too dangerous. That version is closer to the truth than you know. Every detail of your life is known by May, not catalogued from a distance, but held with care. The way a craftsman holds something he made with his own hands and knows every curve and edge intimately because he was there for every moment of its creation. You are known, chosen one, completely, tenderly, without reservation, and being fully known by me and fully loved by me at the same time, that is the foundation nothing can shake. Type Amen right now to receive this word and declare that you are known, loved, and covered by the hand of God. Now I need to give you something very specific, because everything I have spoken over you, the shift, the arrivals, the open doors, the connections, the blessings moving toward you right now, all of it requires something from you, not earning, not striving, not performing your way into my favor. You already have my favor. What I am asking for is something simpler, and at the same time something more demanding than any performance could ever be. I am asking for your obedience when it arrives, because here is what I know about the human heart, and I know it intimately. I designed it. When the thing you have been waiting for finally shows up, fear arrives with it, not before, not during the waiting, right at the moment of arrival. Right when the door swings open and the opportunity stands in front of you, and all you have to do is step through. That is precisely when the voice of hesitation speaks the loudest. Do not hesitate when it arrives. Do not wait for a second confirmation when I have already given you the first one. Do not talk yourself into a smaller version of what I am offering because the full version feels too large for the container you have been living in. Do not let the people around you, the ones who have not seen what I have shown you, who have not heard what I have spoken over you. Determine the size of your step when I am the one holding your hand. Act with faith, move with certainty. When the connection appears, pursue it. When the door opens, walk through it. When the opportunity lands in front of you, receive it without apology and without the need to justify why you deserve it. You deserve it because I assigned it to you. That is enough. Obedience in the moment of arrival is the bridge between the promise and the possession. And I need you to be someone who crosses that bridge without stopping in the middle to recalculate whether the other side is real. It is real. I am real. And I will be with you every single step across. You made it to this moment. I need you to understand the weight of those words. You made it. To everything that tried to stop you, to every season that tried to convince you that you were not going to get here, through every voice that told you the journey was too long, and the cost was too high, and the destination was not real. You made it to this moment anyway. That was not accidental. That was not luck. That was the same hand that has been on your life from the very beginning, guiding you, covering you, rerouting you when you veered off course, catching you when you fell, holding the threads of your story together, even in the seasons when everything felt like it was unraveling beyond repair. I am so proud of you, not for being perfect, not for having it all together, not for never doubting or never struggling or never having a moment where you questioned everything, including me. I am proud of you for the thing that matters most. You did not quit. You kept showing up. You kept believing even when belief felt like the most unreasonable choice available to you. That kind of faith moves me. And now I want you to receive something from me in return. Not as a transaction, as a gift. The gift of knowing that everything you walked through had meaning. The gift of knowing that the story is not over. In fact, the best chapters are the ones you have not yet lived. The gift of knowing that you are entering a season where my goodness in your life will become undeniable. To you, to the people around you, to everyone who watched your journey and wondered how it would end. It does not end. It expands. You are loved, chosen one, deeply, completely, without condition and without expiration. That love was with you at the beginning of this message, and it will be with you long after the screen goes dark. Carry it with you. You have earned the right to walk in it fully. Type ES right now if you received this word and you believe that your best season is just beginning. You are not the same person who pressed play on this video. Something happened here. Something real. Something permanent. Something that has already begun working in the unseen places of your life, even before you take your next step. The words spoken over you in this place were not random words assembled to make you feel good for a moment and then dissolve when you return to your ordinary day. They were intentional. They were specific. They were placed in this message for you, and they have already taken root in a depth inside you that circumstances cannot reach. You are a chosen one. That is not a title you earned. It is an identity you carry. And from this moment forward, I need you to carry it differently than you did before. Walk into your next conversation knowing you are chosen. Walk into your next challenge knowing you are covered. Walk into your next opportunity knowing you are qualified, not by your own record, but by the hand that selected you and the purpose that called you before you had a name. Do not shrink back into the old version of yourself. That version served its purpose. It carried you through the seasons that shaped you, but it was never meant to be permanent. You were always meant to grow beyond it, and today, in this moment, that growth has been sealed with something far greater than your own effort or intention. You are stepping into the after. The before is finished. The waiting is transitioning into receiving. The preparation is giving way to the purpose it was always pointing toward. And you, question one, are standing exactly where I always intended for you to stand. Chosen, known, loved, covered, released. Go forward and do not look back. Everything assigned to you is ahead, and it is moving toward you even now with the same certainty with which I spoke these words over your life today. This is only the beginning of what I have to say to you. Subscribe now so that every message heaven releases finds you exactly when you need it most. You were meant to be here. Come back. I will be waiting.